So this was considered the first miracle, but I figured the first miracle was when they threw down the snakes. But Pharaoh looked at that as a little trick, a little trick that all magicians could do. So this was the very first real miracle. Now there's blood everywhere. Everybody bathing in it. They go to get a drink of water. There's blood. It's just blood everywhere. Just stinky blood. Remember, this blood stank. He said the river shall stink. So this water was really funky. And the Lord spake unto Moses, saying unto Aaron, take thy rod and stretch out thy hand upon the waters of Egypt, upon the streams, upon their rivers, upon their ponds, and upon all their pools of water, that they may become blood, and that there may be blood throughout all the land of Egypt, both in their vessels of wood and in their vessels of stone. So he didn't only turn the water that was in the river, he turned everything that had water, every pond, every bathhouse, every vessel that held water, everything was full of funky blood. Hallelujah. Oh, oh, and oh. Y'all, everything was filled with blood. The pools, they couldn't go swimming. Lord. And y'all know how hot it is in Egypt. No water. Lord, they only had blood to drink. Not good. Not good at all. And Moses and Aaron, they did so as the Lord commanded them. And he lifted up the rod and smote the waters, and the waters that were in the rivers, in the sight of Pharaoh, and in the sight of his servants. And all the waters that were in the rivers were turned to blood. Everybody knew this. Everybody saw this. And the fish that was in the river died, and the river stank, and the Egyptians could not drink of the water of the rivers. And there was blood throughout all the land of Egypt. They didn't have no water, y'all. The water stink. They stink because they couldn't take baths. They could not take baths. They could not drink water. I'm assuming they was probably trying to drink some wine or something, because there was no water to drink. The water was putrefied. It was done for. No drinking water, no bathing water, no cooking water, nothing. Hallelujah. Can't cook with wine, some things, but not everything. And then the magicians of Egypt did so with their enchantments. And Pharaoh's heart was hardened, neither did he hearken unto them, as the Lord had said. Now, they said that these magicians was able to imitate that as well. They were able to turn water into blood. And Pharaoh turned and went into his house. Neither did he set his heart to this also. So he ain't even care. His concern for that was like, Moses, Aaron, be gone. Get out of here. Y'all ain't doing nothing that we can't do. That was the lick. You ain't doing nothing that we can't do. And all the Egyptians digged around about the rivers of water to drink, for they could not drink the waters of the rivers. So y'all know we have reservoirs like in the ground. There's water beneath the earth. So they began to dig like whales to get water. They knew they could dig in the ground to receive fresh water. So that's what most of them did to get some water. They had to go through that's a lot to go through to get some water, to wash your face, to eat, to bathe. And 7 days were filled after that. The Most High had smitten the river. So this stayed like this for 7 days. Funky. Ooh, y'all, could y'all imagine how Egypt smelled? Yikes. Wasn't looking good and wasn't smelling good at that point. Y'all, let's go on to the second plague, because we got time. The second plague was with some frogs. So let's continue. We at chapter 8, verse 1. And the Lord spoke unto Moses, said, Go unto Pharaoh and say unto him, Thus saith the Lord, Let my people go, that they may serve me. And if thou refuse, and if thou refuse to let them go, behold, I will smite all the borders with frogs. So now these old nasty frogs. Y'all, frogs are nasty. You know, they give you warts and stuff. And so we're finna look for another frogs. And the river shall bring forth frogs abundantly. So the river had turned back. At this point, the river had turned back to water. Because now we got living species in the water. Because frogs or fish, nothing can live in blood. Okay? So now the waters is returned to normal. But now the rivers is bringing forth all these frogs. It said abundantly. Which shall go up and come into thine house, and into thy bed chambers, and upon thy bed, and into thy house of thy servants, and upon thy people, and into thy ovens, and into thy kneading grounds. Oh Lord, these frogs was everywhere. They was in the oven, they was in the pots, they was in the pans, they was in the food, they was in the bed with them. Oh Lord, these frogs was everywhere. Could y'all imagine that? Waking up and frogs all over your house. You step down and squish a frog. Oh Lord have mercy. In the kneading bowls, y'all, where they was kneading the dough to make bread, it was full of frogs. Oh Lord. Lord. And the frogs shall come up both on thee and upon thy people, and upon all thy servants. So the frogs was getting all on the people. It was just, they were consumed with frogs and frog urine and frog droppings. Oh, that had to smell as well, y'all. That couldn't have smelled good. And the Lord spake unto Moses and say unto Aaron, spoke unto Moses, say unto Aaron. See, every time he spoke to Moses, Moses will have to speak to Aaron. Speak to Aaron and tell Aaron to stretch forth thy hand with the rod over the streams, over the rivers, and over the ponds, and cause the frogs to come upon the land of Egypt. See, first the frogs was just in the water, but they made them come onto the land, in the house, in the bed. Oh Lord. And Aaron, he stretched out his hand over the waters, over Egypt. And the frogs came upon and covered the land, y'all, of Egypt. They covered it. So Egypt grew like a coat of frogs. Hallelujah. And the magicians did so with their enchantments and brought up frogs upon the land of Egypt. So everything that Moses did, the Egyptian magicians emulated. They were able to emulate it, imitate it, and do it also. So the Pharaoh called for Moses, because he getting tired of this now. That this is just the first. This was the second plague, and he calling for Moses now. The Pharaoh called for Moses and Aaron and said, Entreat the Lord that he may take away the frogs from me and from my people, and I will let the people go, that they may do sacrifices unto the Lord. See, now his heart is getting soft. Okay, I'm going to let him go because these frogs is a nuisance. He woke up with a frog probably in his mouth. Hallelujah. Probably had a frog in his throat. Y'all know that saying. That was just a joke. Hallelujah. And Moses said unto Pharaoh, Glory over me. When shall I entreat for thee, and for thy servants, and for thy people, to destroy the frogs from thee, and thy house, that they may remain in the river only? And he said, Moses and Aaron said, Tomorrow. So they said, You're going to live with these frogs today, but tomorrow we shall remove them. And he said, Be it according to thy word, that thou mayest know that there is none like unto the Lord our Yah. He said, Ain't nobody like Yah, and it ain't. Hallelujah. Hallelujah. There's no one like Father Yah. And the frogs shall depart from thee, and from thy house, and from thy servants, and from thy people. They shall remain in the river only. So Moses made the Pharaoh a promise that on tomorrow that the frogs would be gone, they would dissipate, that he would only allow them to stay in the river. And Moses and Aaron, they went out from Pharaoh, and Moses cried unto the Lord because the frogs which he had brought against Pharaoh. So he went and prayed. And the Lord did according to the words of Moses, and the frogs died out of the houses, and out of the villages, and out of the fields. And they gathered them together upon heaps, and the land stank. I told y'all, it stank. Them frogs made it stink too. Yeah, they gathered them all together. So they didn't like make them jump back into the river. They let them die all over the place. Wherever a frog was, that's where it died, and it stank, and it was just rotting and y'all know how that smells. You know how you put that rotten package of meat package in the garbage, and could y'all imagine that everywhere you go, and it's hot and and steamy and stinky. Oh Lord. But when Pharaoh saw that there was respite, oh wow, he hardened his heart and hearkened not unto them, as the Most High had said. So now he finna go back on his word. Now he going back on his word, y'all. He going back on his word. He wanted to get rid of them frogs. Once Moses got rid of the frogs, he returned to his malicious way. Okay? So the Most High said unto, I'm going to, okay, I'm still in the same. Let me see, this is chapter 8, yeah. So, and the Lord said unto Moses, say unto Aaron, stretch out thy rod and smite the dust of the land, that it may become lice throughout the land of Egypt. Oh Lord, now they didn't just get rid of the frogs, now here come the lice because Pharaoh kept hardening his heart. I'm gonna let you go, I ain't gonna let you go, I'm gonna let you go, I ain't gonna let you go. And they did so. And Aaron stretched out his hand with his rod and smote the dust of the earth, and it became lice in the man and in beasts. All the dust of the land became lice throughout the land of Egypt. Y'all, all the dust became mice. Oh, lice. Y'all know lice make you itch. Oh, Lord. It's like a bug that suck your blood and make you itch. And the magicians did so with their enchantments to bring forth lice, but they could not. Ha! They couldn't do this one. So there were lights upon men and the beasts. They had bugs, y'all. They had bugs on their person, on their bodies. This is the finger of Yah. And Pharaoh's heart was hardened, and he hearkened not unto them, as the Most High had said. So he walking around here itchy scratchy, like the Itchy and Scratchy show, and he still didn't care. He's still gonna hold on to Most High's people. Y'all, I figure we finish this off tomorrow because we're at the 4th plague and we're at the end of the lesson, blessing the message for today. I pray that the Most High forever shine his light on you, kiss you smack dead in your head, open up your crown chakra and your third eye chakra, that you may see the errors of your ways and the errors of this Pharaoh's ways. Don't be like the Pharaoh and harden your heart when the Father Yah tell you to move and act on something. Do it. Move. Act. Respond quickly. Hallelujah. Hallelujah. All right, you guys. I love you with the love of Yahshua. Until tomorrow. Deuces.